Welcome everyone. This is a tutorial on how to make motor circuit using TinkerCAD. So let's get started. Make sure you're logged into tinkercad.com. If you're using your iPad, use the browser. Tap on the circuits and create a new circuit. Always name your projects with your name and a description of your project. Let's do okay, so on the search you can look for different components as well. So let's look for a battery. Okay, so we're going to use the 1.5 volt. You're going to tap and then tap on the area you want to place the battery. Now let's bring one more. So tap and tap the area you want to bring the battery. If you are using iPad, if you misplace a component, you can always delete it. And you can always tap again on the position where you want to place. Okay, so we have two batteries, 1.5 volt each. So we want to combine them to make it into a 3 volt. So most motors requires 3 volts. So we're going to do a connection from the positive to the negative of the batteries. Okay, so and we're gonna try to bring in a resistor. Okay, and then let's set the value of resistor to ohms. Let's start with 220. Okay, all right, so let's go to make some connections. So we're going to test this with the LED. Make some connections, and it's a good practice to have red for your positive connections and black for your negative connections. Okay, so here in the circuit we are going to use a switch. So search for switch. So let's use the slide switch, and we're going to rotate this by tapping here. All right, very good. So now let's make the connections. So we're going to connect from here and here. Change the color to black because it's going to the negative terminal. Okay, so now we are going to simulate the circuit to see if it is working. You can see the LED is blinking, right? So if you want to increase the brightness, you can always change the resistance so that it is going to be brighter. So more current is flowing through the resistor if you decrease the resistance. If you want to make it dimmer, you can increase the resistance, let's say 500, and it would make the LED dimmer. Okay, now we have the basic circuit setup and working. So we are going to replace this LED with a DC motor. So okay, very good, and let's bring in the DC motor. Okay, and then let's make the connections. Okay, so now we are going to make sure it's working. So we are going to start the simulation. You can see the the motor is rotating. The RPM, rotation per minute, is 666. So we're going to change that to, let's make it slower. So we're going to change the resistance to, let's say, 5000. So you can see that the speed has slowed down. It's now 74 RPM, right? So if you change the resistance to, let's say, 100, it's going to go much let's see, yeah, it's gonna change the speed. You can always stop it by sliding the switch, so you can see that the motor stops. So this is a basic circuit we use in robotics, using motors to make bots with moving wheels and so forth. So once you completed this, take a screenshot, make sure your name is visible, and submit.